Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. I am very unqualified to sit here before all of you, Srila Prabhupada, my seniors, and I feel very fortunate to be given this opportunity. I am not qualified to speak about this topic of the pastimes of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu in the most auspicious land of Sri Jagannath Puri, but I will try in a small way to share what I have learned from my spiritual masters. So we'll start with some battacharya. Thank you. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Mahapadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Caitanya Name Gora Kshe Namah Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So first I'm going to give a little summary of who Sri Krishna Caitanya Mahaprabhu is. And Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is described as Sri Krishna Caitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of Radha and Krishna. And without understanding the pastimes of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot understand Radha and Krishna. So now Lord Chaitanya took this combined form of Radha and Krishna for many reasons. And it's described, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that there are Bahiranga reasons, which are the external reasons for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. And those reasons are, as Krishna takes avatar in different yugas to deliver the fallen conditioned souls. So in Kali Yuga, Krishna takes the form of a devotee to come and give us the greatest gift of the holy names. Because at the beginning of the Kali Yuga, the Nam Sankirtan was not established, and Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to establish this Yuga Dharma of chanting the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this is the only way. It's described, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way to attain Krishna than chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So these are two reasons, and there are two more reasons. Srila Battacharya, he saw how in so much suffering in the world. So Sri Battacharya, he prayed for Lord Caitanya to come in this world. And so Lord Caitanya appeared just to please his dearest devotee, Advaitacharya, who is none other than Sadashiva. And in the other yugas, Krishna performed many pastimes as Krishna and Srimati Radharani, the Vrindavan pastimes, Dwarka pastimes, and as Ram, Sita and Ram, Nrsingadev, Varaha. But all of them came and performed their pastimes with their close associates, their devotees. But Lord Caitanya, he took the drama off the stage, off the screen. He came to invite us. Please come, please join my pastimes by chanting the holy names. There is no other way. Please, I have come to give you this Krishna, prema, this love of Godhead. This is what Lord Caitanya came to give. And he gave this without any discrimination, no matter caste, creed, or qualification. He came to give this prema freely. And then there are the antaranga reasons, which are the internal reasons. So Lord Caitanya is the combined form of Radha and Krishna, and how that is Krishna is Atmarama. He is self-satisfied. He is full. He is complete. But in that completeness, incompleteness is also part of that completeness. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he could see that his devotees, specifically the gopis, and especially Srimati Radharani, the greatest of all gopis, they were relishing even and enjoying more than Krishna himself was enjoying. And Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So he could not understand, how are my devotees enjoying more than me? So to understand that love, Krishna took the mood, bhava, and golden complexion, duty of Srimati Radharani to understand three things. And those three things are, what is the glory of Radha's love? What is it that she tastes? And what pleasure does she get by loving me? So this is a little bit of who Lord Caitanya is. Of course, there is so much more. He appeared in Mayapur Navadvip Dham, which is in West Bengal, India. And he is the son of Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra. He performed many loving pastimes growing up in Mayapur, and then now we are going to see Lord Caitanya, Nimai Pandit, as he was affectionately called. He took sanyas because he saw that he was a scholar, and he was a scholar, and he could see that the scholars do not really understand the Vedas. They do not understand who is Krishna, that Krishna is a person, and he reciprocates with the love of his devotees. But he came to share that, and he saw that as a grihasta, the other scholars were not taking him very seriously. So he decided, I will take sannyas from Keshava Bharati. Now again, this is the Bahiranga, the external reasons of why he took sanyas. The actual internal reason why he took sanyas is because in Krishna lila, Srimati Radharani, she had to give up everything for Krishna. In the dead of the night when Krishna was playing his flute at Vamsivada, when Krishna was playing his flute at Vamsivada, Srimati Radharani left her family, left her parents, left her husband, left everyone to go to Krishna in the forest. And this love of giving up everything, Krishna had to do the same thing to understand Srimati Radharani's unconditional prema, maha, bhava, the love of Srimati Radharani. Krishna had to leave all his family members in Navadvip. He had to take sannyas. But after he took sannyas from Keshava Bharati, sorry, some technical difficulty. He wanted to go to Vrindavan, because after all, he's Krishna, experiencing the love of Srimati Radharani. And that is Vrindavan lila. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan. But Sachi Mata, his mother, was lamenting so much. Vrindavan is so far. It is such a long journey. At that time, there were no cars. You had to walk to Vrindavan. And it took many, many months, and you had to go through dangerous forests where there were tigers and lions. And Sachimata did not want to send her 24-year-old beautiful boy in such dangerous place. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was another external reason why he came to Jagannath Puri, because it was nearby to Navadvip. But the internal reason is, now we need to understand who Jagannath is. Because Puri, of course, it is very auspicious that excuse me 1 minute. I'm very sorry. It appears that the internet from my phone is not connecting to TV. So now we need to understand who Lord Jagannath is. Why is he how he is? Why, out of all places, did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu choose to go to Jagannath Puri? Now, Sri Kshetra. It is called Sri Kshetra because there the Madhurya Rasa of Srimati Radharani is manifest. But there is no deity of Radharani in Jagannath Puri. Lord Jagannath is there with Subhadra and Baladev. But Jagannath himself appeared. He is the deity of the form of the separation. He is Krishna. feeling separation from Srimati Radharani. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri and performed his loving pastimes there was union. Because although they are both Krishna, Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani in separation from Krishna. So the pastimes in Jagannath Puri are very esoteric, very, very sweet. Although externally it seems that Jagannath Puri is the mood of Dwarka, awe, reverence, opulence. Jagannath Chapan Bhog, he is dressed so magnificently. He is worshipped so opulently. But within the Jagannath Puri, we were supposed to be seeing Gundicha. Now Gundicha represents Vrindavan, and lila, the temple, represents... Sorry. Thank you. Anyway, let's just go into Lord Chaitanya first enters Jagannath Puri. We don't have... Lord Chaitanya performed many loving pastimes in Jagannath Puri, unlimited pastimes that are still unmanifest going on in Jagannath Puri, which we cannot see with our naked eyes. And all our Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, they all recommend, before you enter Dham, you must first get permission, because again, Dham can seem external, but there is internal. So, to actually be granted entrance into Dham, any Dham, whether in Vrindavan, Navadvip, Jagannath Puri, anywhere, you need permission, you need blessings. And there is none other than the gatekeeper of the Dham, who is none other than our beloved Lord Shiva. Haribol. And in Shri Purushottam Kshetra, he appears in 8 forms. So, this is from the Skanda Purana. In Jagannath Puri, 8 forms of Lord Shiva are established. By merely beholding them, one is freed from all sins. So let us please all have darshan of Ashta Mahadev and ask for his permission so that we can hear, absorb, understand the very deep pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath. So after taking sanyas, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, when he saw the flag, the top of the temple, he saw there, who did he see? The beautiful cowherd boy playing his flute, calling him. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with his associates, Lord Nityananda, Battacharya, but he ran because he was so eager to see Krishna, Jagannath. So he ran into the temple and he saw Jagannath, and his ecstasy went like never before. As soon as he saw Jagannath, while running to Jagannath, he fell unconscious out of ecstatic love. And that was not all. His love was so pure, ecstatic, that he melted the stone of the temple floor. And he could not come back to consciousness. And the pandas were getting, who is this boy who just came and fell on the floor? So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came, and he was in the temple. He was a great scholar. He's actually an incarnation of Brihaspati, who is the gurus of the demigods. And he was very learned, but he was a Mayavad. So anyway, he recognized that this is someone who is experiencing Krishna prema. So even if he was a Mayavad, he could see, because the Lord allowed him to see. And he and his disciples took Lord Caitanya to his home. Sorry. And this is his home. This is the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And here, Lord Caitanya performed very sweet pastimes. And very briefly, one of the sweet pastimes he performed is an exhibition of humility. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thought, this is such a beautiful boy. Why he took sanyas? He's so young, he should be married, he should be with his wife. But anyway, he took sanyas. Let me help him keep his vows. Let me teach him Mayavad. So for 7 days, he spoke the Vedantas to Lord Caitanya. And Lord Caitanya, out of his humility, sat for 7 days without speaking, quietly hearing. And anyway, after 7 days, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, young boy, do you not understand what I'm saying? You are not saying any words. You are not asking any questions. You are not making any comments. Are you understanding this Vedanta philosophy? And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I understand the verses, the Vedas, but I do not understand your commentaries on them. They are like clouds covering the sun, because you do not understand that Krishna is a person. You do not understand who Krishna is. So then Lord Caitanya spoke, and he taught that Srimad Bhagavatam is the crest jewel, is the conclusion of all the Vedanta sutras, and that Krishna Prema is the goal of life. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he had an opening of heart, and he recited 100 verses in praise of Lord Caitanya, and he offered his obeisances. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya ki! Yeah. And he became a great devotee of the Lord. It's described that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri to specifically deliver 3 persons: Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Raya Ramananda, and King Prataparudra. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is very special. This is a very sweet pastime. Now I'm going to speak briefly of the pastime of Gundicha Marjana, which is, as we spoke, Gundicha is Vrindavan. And Gundicha Marjana means the cleaning of the temple, but again, internal reason, the cleansing of the heart, the seat of Krishna. When we want Krishna, because we have Paramatma, everyone has Paramatma, but we want Krishna in his form as a cowherd boy to appear within our hearts and our minds. And for that to happen, the heart must be clean. So the Gundicha, the external is the day before Ratha Yatra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Kashi Mishra and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and requested to arrange the cleaning of the Gundicha temple, which is the destination of Ratha Yatra. So Ratha Yatra starts at the main temple in Nilachal, and it goes to Gundicha, and he stays there, I think, for 9 days, and then he comes back to his temple. So Jagannath was going to go to Gundicha, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested to clean and arrange brooms and pots of water, rags. He then gave each devotee a broom with his own hand, and taking all of them personally with him, the Lord went to Gundicha. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu washed and cleansed the temple in great jubilation, chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna all the time. Similarly, all the devotees were also chanting and at the same time performing their respective duties. Now, the Gundicha Marjana happened in 3 stages. And it is, the cleansing of the heart is anartha nivritti, getting rid of the dirt or the unwanted things from the heart. So the first stage is getting rid with the broom. So the pebbles, the last straws, the chips, that when you broom, it goes away. And these represent different things, these stones and pebbles that we need to remove to welcome the Lord in the heart. Misunderstanding our spiritual identities, thinking, I am Bhagwan, thinking, I am one with God, I am greater than everyone, all these conceptions. So, at the end of the first stage, we need to understand that I am not this body. I am spirit soul, and I am eternally the servant of Krishna. These attachments also need to be removed. Tucha ashakti, empty attachments. The desire to be happy in this world. The desire to be happy in the heavenly planets. The desire to be happy by obtaining mystic powers. And the desire for liberation, mukti. We do not, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, want to merge into the Brahman effulgence. So this desire for liberation must be removed from the heart. And getting rid of bad association, especially the Mayavadis, the atheists, and sahajas, and anyone who does not help your spiritual advancement. The second stage, which is medium debris, involved cleaning subtler dust, sand, small straws. So the premier stage là, majer pasvalye, deuxièmement majer asanu pasmotra, nubuchire or delu. So Lord Caitanya said, now bring the water pitchers from Indraduma Sarovar. So the devotees formed chains with hundreds of water pots. And those water pots were used to clean the temple. Now what do they represent? Kutinati, duplicity, attachment to karma kanda, yagya, crookedness, and even wanting to be seen. I am a great sadhu. I am very advanced. I have a lot of knowledge. This is subtle filth. It can appear in small ways within the mind, within the heart, and these need to be cleansed. Jiva himsa, hurting, violence. It means violence to the jiva. Causing harm to someone by mind, action, or hurt. This does not only include physical violence. Thinking bad about someone is considered violence, jiva himsa. So we must try as much as possible to work on ourselves, to not think bad of others, judge others. And also at this stage is getting rid of jnana, karma, and yoga, and focusing on pure Shuddha Bhakti, devotion to the Lord, devotional service. Pratishtasa, the subtle desire for name, fame, and adoration. Even after a practitioner frees themselves from rough anathas, this subtle desire can remain prevailing in the heart, and it is incredibly difficult to eliminate. Now, this is the hardest stage, and takes the most effort and the most time. So, kon pinipas mo, ina oko en chikitas o ba, ina banzake kin kol lo sali bapso chinek en chikit delo en chikit mo. Bizan prend pinky, bizan prend bronze, bizan prend caustic soda, bizan scrub, scrub it up. We need to scrub it very clean. And Lord Chaitanya removed his own cloth and taught how to scrub the temple till it was sparkling, spotless, clean. Then it is fit for Jagannath to enter. So we can imagine, we can just guess what these deep-rooted, tar-like, stubborn stains are. And these are the anarthas, the aparads, the different kind of offenses. And these are Nam aparad, the offenses to the holy names, the Dham aparad, offenses to the Dham, Vrindavan, Mayapur, Navadvip. Jiva aparad, offenses towards other living entities. Wow. And Seva aparad, offenses committed while rendering devotional service. So these are definitely the most difficult to get rid of. And these take years and lifetimes to stop committing these offenses. Aparada means bereft of Radha. Apa Radha, without Radharani. And without, as long as there is aparada, as long as there is no Radharani, Krishna will not come. We need to have the mercy of Srimati Radharani for Krishna to come. So, the Lord then told the devotees, I can tell how much you have labored and how well you have cleansed the temple simply by seeing all the straw and dust you have collected outside. When the temple was cleansed, it was purified, cool, and pleasing, just as if the Lord's pure mind had appeared. So, after Gundicha, Marjana, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy to see how the devotees were doing, how much dust they were collecting, how hard they were working to remove these anarthas from the heart. And so this is the secret, how to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as he taught himself what pleases him. So this Gundicha Marjana, both cleaning the temple and the temple of the heart, is very important. One without the other is not complete. Both have to be there. So, after Gundicha Marjana, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees took Jagannath Mahaprasad, and they took rest. And the next day, it was time for all Norwegians' favorite festival, which is Ratha Yatra. And Ratha Yatra is actually one of the main reasons that Lord Chaitanya chose Jagannath Puri Dham to come and reside. So, Jagannath Ratha Yatra has been going on for many many thousands of years in Jagannath Puri, taking the Lord out on carts for a procession to Gundicha temple. And during this Ratha Yatra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally orchestrated how it should be, how the kirtan should be, who should play mridanga, who should dance, who should sing. And because there are 3 big carts and many millions of people come, they are in need of so many kirtan parties. And within these kirtan parties, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance. And just like in Krishna lila, as we see in Rasa lila, every single gopi is thinking, Krishna is dancing only with me. And so, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not different than Krishna himself, he orchestrated the same. Every single devotee could see Lord Chaitanya is dancing in my kirtan party. Lord Chaitanya is dancing next to me. And this is the glory of Lord Chaitanya. He exhibited his greatness, his magnificence, and his dancing was so amazing. And during the Ratha Yatra, as the cart would stop, Lord Chaitanya would also stop and offer prayers to his dear beloved Jagannath. And Lord Chaitanya, being in separation from Krishna, as Srimati Radharani, and Jagannath being in separation from Radha, he could see Radha in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see Krishna, Rajendra Nandan Krishna, in this big, beautiful, magnificent deity of Lord Jagannath. And he would offer many loving prayers, which are present in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and other books about Lord Chaitanya, and they're very long. But I have chosen a specific verse that Lord Chaitanya sings to Jagannath. I am not a brahmachari, I am not a kshatriya, I am not a vaishya or a shudra, nor am I a brahmachari, a householder, a vanaprastha, or a sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainers of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss, and he is always existing with brilliance. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced and jumped high, roaring like thunder, and moving in a circle like a wheel, he appeared like a circling firebrand. Everyone was astonished by the dancing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even Lord Jagannath became extremely happy to see him. The car came to a complete standstill and remained immobile while Lord Jagannath, with unblinking eyes, watched the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we are going to see the antaranga, the internal reason for Ratha Yatra from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, all of a sudden, while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing so beautifully, he started singing this verse that no one except Swarup Damodar, his most intimate associate, could understand. He is singing, that very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Kshetra. The fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover. Yet, still, my heart is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva, under the Vaitasi tree. That is my desire. Now, what does this mean? So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described that there was, when Krishna was left Vrindavan and he was living in Dwarka with all his devotees and his queens and Uddhava and Vasudeva and Devaki, there was a solar eclipse. And usually during that specific solar eclipse, it is recommended in the Vedas to take bath in a specific river, in a specific lake that is found in Kurukshetra. So all the residents of Dwarka, they all traveled to Kurukshetra on this day of eclipse, solar eclipse. And the Vrajavasis who were in Mathura, around near Mathura, Vrindavan, which is not too far from Kurukshetra, they got to hear Krishna is coming to Kurukshetra. So Nanda Maharaj gathered all the Brajavasis. Krishna is coming, let us go to see him. We haven't seen him in, I think it was over 70 years. And all the gopis and all the residents of Vrindavan were living in so much separation, so much lamentation, that Krishna said he would come back, but day after day he does not return. So they were so desperate to see Krishna, and they traveled to Kurukshetra. So when Krishna saw all the Brajavasis in Kurukshetra, he was very happy, but he was dressed as a king, because he was the king of Dwarka. And the Brajavasis had never seen Krishna like that before, dressed in so much gold, jewels, opulence, being worshipped, being fanned. And they came to speak with Krishna. And Srimati Radharani spoke that verse, that, my dear Lord, we are here. We are in union. I have come to see you, but still I am not happy, because I am used, I love, I want to be with you by the bank of the Yamuna in Vrindavan, with the gopis, in sweetness, not in this opulence. Even though I'm happy to see you, I want to go back to Vrindavan. I want to take you to Vrindavan. And this was the mood of all the gopis. So at Kurukshetra, the gopis got to speak to Krishna in seclusion, and this happened in seclusion, away from the Dwarkavasis, because they did not know the Madhurya Rasa of Krishna. So this happened in a secluded place in Kurukshetra. And so the gopis, they so much wanted to enjoy with their most beloved Krishna, their prananath, the life of their life. They lived only for Krishna. They stayed alive with the only hope that today Krishna will come back. Today Krishna will come back. And finally they saw him. They were so happy. So they said, we are going to take Krishna to Vrindavan with us. Krishna sat on his chariot. And what did the gopis do? They pulled him to Vrindavan. Yes, so sorry. Srimati Radharani sings this. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I still like to go to the bank of the Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there, wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan. So the gopis seated Krishna on his chariot, and they pulled Krishna to Vrindavan. And this is the pastime of Ratha Yatra. that from Nilachal, from Dwarkamud, the gopis are pulling Krishna to Gundicha, to Vrindavan, because in Gundicha there is Radha. There is the mood of Vrindavan. It is a small, simple, beautiful temple. The gopis are pulling Krishna to enjoy in Vrindavan. And so this is Ratha Yatra, and this mood that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had, the ecstasy he exhibited during Ratha Yatra was extremely special, because it is Radharani in separation, Jagannath in separation. Lord Chaitanya in separation is pulling Jagannath to Vrindavan. And so in Gundicha, Lord Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya rather very sweet pastimes. But then it is time for Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra to return to Nilachal, to Dwarka. Now, there is a second Ratha Yatra from Gundicha to Nilachal, to the temple. And it is a very interesting question to ask. Did Lord Chaitanya participate in taking Krishna out of Vrindavan and bringing him back to Dwarka? And the answer is there in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is called Bahuda Ratha Yatra. And Lord Chaitanya did take part, but he did not pull the rope as he did on the way to Vrindavan. He was crying behind the Rath cart, trying to pull Jagannath, please don't leave Vrindavan, please come back. We have enjoyed so much in this sweet forest, please do not go back to Dwarka. So it is known that Sri Jagannath Puri is Vipranamba Kshetra, where Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya are in the mood of separation. And unfortunately, in our conditioned state, we cannot really understand the concept of love in separation. It is very elevated. We understand love in union, but love in separation is described that Srimati Radharani says, when I am with Krishna, there is only one Krishna. But when Krishna is not with me, when Krishna is separated, I see Krishna everywhere, in every tamal tree, in every flower, in every little thing. I see Krishna. So actually in separation, I am more with Krishna than when in union, because I see Krishna everywhere. And this is only a small little piece of, little drop of understanding how our gurus, teachers have tried to explain to us the very elevated sattvika bhava, mahabhava of love in separation. And so this is the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, in Sri Purushottam Kshetra. So I think my time is up. Yeah. Sorry. So there are many innumerable more pastimes, and these pastimes go much deeper. And I could only just touch a little surface from my own conditioned state. But thank you everyone for your kind attention. Please forgive me for any offenses, and please correct me and forgive me if I've made any mistakes. And if you have found anything of value, the credit is not mine. It is all for our beloved Srila Prabhupada, and gurus and the Vaishnavas who have heard from. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi ki,